Gentle rain and a story that feels off the rain begins softly, not all at once. Just a few drops spaced apart, tapping lightly against the window. You barely notice it at first. You're already lying down, wrapped in warmth, the world dim and quiet around you. Then another drop, and another, until the sound settles into something steady, something comforting. The room is dim, not dark, just softly shadowed, the kind of light that makes everything feel distant, like you're already halfway into a dream. Outside, the rain grows more consistent. A gentle rhythm forms, not loud, not urgent, just there. Tap, 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 you breathe in slowly. The air feels cooler now, cleaner, carrying that faint scent of rain through a slightly open window. And for a while, everything feels exactly as it should. Find the comfort of rain. The rain continues its soft patter, a steady lullaby against the glass. Your body relaxes deeper into the bed. Your shoulders loosen. Your thoughts begin to drift. Tap, tap, tap. It's almost hypnotic. You don't think about the sound. You don't question it, because rain is supposed to sound like this, isn't it? The first subtle shift time passes, or maybe it stretches. It's hard to tell now. The rain keeps falling, steady, gentle, but something about it feels slightly different, not louder, not faster, just off. You listen a little more closely, without meaning to. Tap, 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 tap. A pause. Then tap, tap, tap. Your brow tightens slightly. That pause wasn't there before. Listening too closely, you try to relax again. Let the sound carry you. Let it fade into the background. But now you're aware of it. And once you notice something like that, it's hard to unnotice it. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, there it is again. A pause, too even to be random, too soft to be obvious. You shift slightly under the blanket. The rain continues, unbothered, unchanged, or at least it seems that way. The pattern beneath you. Close your eyes tighter. Let your breathing slow again. In and out, the rain follows. Tap, tap, tap. In silence. Out, tap. You pause. That wasn't right. You listen again. Carefully now. Tap, tap, tap. In nothing. Out, tap. A strange feeling settles in your chest, not fear, not exactly, just a quiet awareness. Rain that listens, you stop controlling your breath. Let it fall into its natural rhythm, slow, soft, unintentional, and the rain adjusts. Tap, tap, a longer pause, then tap, perfectly timed. You don't move because now you're certain. The rain isn't just falling, it's responding. The window your eyes remain closed, but you can picture the window clearly. The faint outline, the soft blur of water trailing down the glass. And something else, something you hadn't noticed before. The tapping isn't spread across the window. It's concentrated in one place, one small area, as if something is right there, not outside, but close to the glass. The thought you do want a thought begins to form, slow, unwelcome. Rain doesn't tap in one place. It doesn't pause to match your breathing. It doesn't wait. You almost open your eyes, almost. But something stops you. Quiet instinct. Because once you look, you won't be able to pretend anymore. A gentle persistence now. Just once closer than before, not louder, just clearer, like it's no longer being softened by distance. You feel it now, not just hear it, a presence at the window still patient, listening when the rain stops and then suddenly the rain fades, not gradually, just stops. No more tapping, no more rhythm, only silence, deep, complete. But the feeling remains stronger now. Because without the rain, there's nothing to hide. The last sound you hold your breath without realizing it. The room is completely still. Then tap not rain, too precise, too deliberate, right against the glass, the quiet understanding you don't open your eyes because now you understand something. The rain was never the important part. It was just covering something else. Something that only needed the sound to get closer, to match you, to learn you. And now, it doesn't need the rain anymore. Drifting any way your body is too relaxed to move, too heavy to react. Your breathing slowly returns. In silence out, no tapping, not anymore, and somehow that feels worse, because now you don't know where it is. Endless loop state from here, you can loop and extend, rain returns faintly, but different the tapping appears in new places, wall, ceiling, inside the room. The listener stops questioning the presence, becomes normal example loop. The rain begins again, soft, gentle, tap, 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 like nothing ever changed, like it was always this way, and slowly. You stop listening for what's wrong, because it feels easier to let the sound carry you. Even if deep down you know something in the rhythm is still listening back. The rain returns soft at first, so soft it almost feels like memory. Tap, 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 not quite steady, not quite random, just enough to feel familiar. You rest deeper now. The bed feels distant, your body heavy. And the sound of rain becomes everything. The familiar that isn't the rhythm settles again. Tap and tap, tap and pause, tap. It almost sounds natural, almost. But now you don't try to understand it, because understanding requires effort. And effort feels far away. You let it happen. Your breathing slows. In the rain softens. Out tap. A perfect response. You don't question it this time. The shift in distance, the rain changes location. Not outside anymore. Or at least it doesn't feel like it. The tapping sounds closer, softer, clearer. Like like it's no longer filtered through glass. Tap from the wall, tap from somewhere above, tap. From nowhere you can point to, you remain still, because moving feels unnecessary now. The rain that waits the rhythm slows, tap, tap, longer pauses long enough that you forget the sound before it returns. You drift between each tap, floating in the space between them, and in that space something lingers, not sound, presence. The almost pattern the rain tries something new. Tap, tap, pause. Tap, tap, longer pause. Then tap. It feels like a pattern, but not one you can fully grasp. Every time you almost understand it, it changes. Gently, deliberate. The listening silence, the rain fades again. Not completely, just enough, leaving behind a soft absence. You listen without meaning to, and in that quiet you feel it again, the same presence, closer now, not at the window, not at the wall, somewhere within the room, the return tap. You don't react, tap, you don't move, tap, you don't think, because now it feels normal, expected, like part of the night itself. The gentle realization a thought drifts through. Slow, faint, the rain isn't outside. It hasn't been for a while, but the thought fades before it finishes, because it doesn't matter anymore. The merging your breathing and the tapping begin to blur together. In something shifts, out tap. In silence, out tap. You can't tell which one comes first anymore, or which one follows. The endless drift time disappears. There is no beginning to the sound, no end. Just repetition, soft, endless, and with every cycle, you drift deeper, further from the room, further from the window. Closer to the quiet. The subtle truth, if you could think clearly, you might notice something. Rain no longer needs to sound like rain. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just a soft awareness, a presence that feels like sound, the acceptance you stop listening for what's wrong, because nothing feels wrong anymore, only different, and even that difference fades. The final deep state, the rain, becomes softer, then softer still, until tap feels like a memory. And even that memory begins to dissolve. Your breathing is distant now. Your body is gone. The room is gone. Only the quiet remains. And somewhere within it, very faint, very patient, something is still there, not watching, not waiting, just present endlessly. The rain is barely there now, not gone, just distant, like something remember it instead of heard tap. Tap so far apart now, so soft, that each sound feels separate from the last. The space between there is more silence than sound now. Long stretches where nothing happens long enough that you drift and forget there was ever a rhythm. Then tap, so quiet it almost feels inside your head. You don't react, you don't need to. The weightless state your body is no longer something you notice. No sense of position, no sense of movement, just stillness floating, and somewhere within that stillness, a faint pattern, not sound, something softer like the idea of sound. The nearness without distance there is no outside anymore, no window, no wall, so the rain has nowhere to fall, and yet tap, it still happened. But now there is no direction, no distance, only occurrence. The almost thought tries to form. Very slowly. If there is no window, then where it fades before it can finish. Because thinking feels too far away, too heavy. The gentle return the rain becomes slightly clearer again, not louder, just closer to understanding. Tap, tap, pause, tap. A pattern that almost feels familiar again, almost comforting, and that comfort pulls you deeper. The soft pull you drift further, not downward, not upward, just away, and the sound follows, or maybe you follow it. It's hard to tell now. The quiet presence there is something else here. You've known it for a long time now, longer than you can measure. But it doesn't feel strange anymore. It feels expected, like part of the rain or part of you. The blending the difference between you and the sound fades, and something shifts out tap. But now it doesn't feel like a response. It feels like the same thing, two parts of one rhythm. The endless quiet there are fewer taps now, more space, more silence, more drifting, until even the idea of waiting disappears. Because there is nothing to wait for. Everything is already happening. The last pattern, if there is still a pattern, it was too slow to follow, too soft to notice, too deep to understand, but it continues endlessly. The dissolving edges of everything fade. No clear beginning, no clear end, no clear listener, only quiet, only stillness, only something. The final awareness, if anything remains, it is this: you are not alone. But it no longer matters, because alone and not alone feel the same now. Deepest state, no more rain, no more tapping, no more listening, just rest, soft, endless, unbroken. And somewhere, so faint it cannot be found, something remains, not separate, not watching, just. There is no rain now, or maybe there is. But it no longer sounds like rain, just something soft happening somewhere or nowhere. The fading memory, a memory of tapping, very faint, like something you heard. A long time ago tap, or maybe not, it's hard to tell now. The quiet without shape there is no space, no room, no window, nothing to hold sound. And yet something continues, not as noise, but as presence. The soft continuation, nothing begins, nothing ends. Everything simply continues without effort, without change, without needing to be noticed. The almost gone thought of a thought appears. It fades immediately before it can become words, before it can ask anything, leaving only quiet, the last echo somewhere very far or very close. There is a soft, almost sound, tap, so faint, it disappears as it arrives. The no distance state there is no far, no near, no outside, no inside, so nothing moves, nothing travels, everything simply. The gentle stillness becomes everything, not silence, not emptiness, just stillness, full, endless, unbroken. The final merge there is no longer listener sound space, only one continuous soft state, without edges, without change. The deepest drifting still exists. It has no direction, no beginning, no end, just a gentle, constant being. The almost nothing words feel too much now, too heavy, too defined, so even they begin to fade, leaving only fragments, soft, quiet, still. The final trace, if anything remains of the rain, it is not sound. It is not tapping, it is not rhythm, just a trace. Feeling that something once was. The last awareness, and if awareness remains, it is only this. There is no need to listen anymore. Because nothing is separate, nothing is outside, nothing is coming, nothing is waiting. The end that does end there is no ending. Only continuation, soft, endless, quiet, stiller. There is almost nothing left now, not even the idea of rain, only the